So my issue is going to be carrying an anencephalic baby. 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with a baby that was anencephalic. 18 years ago, it was 1 out of 1,000 women would end up being diagnosed with their baby with this condition. And sadly, most do terminate. 18 years ago, when I did some research, I discovered that if a baby does survive this, it's for about 3 years. And because it's the back of the brain that is missing, they cannot talk and they would be pretty much a vegetable. So, with that said, the sensory data would be when my husband and I were in the delivery room, or excuse me, in the ultrasound room. It was 5.5 months in my pregnancy, and this would be my 4th baby. So this was the first time actually that I had an ultrasound. And, or excuse me, it was 5 months. It was actually 5 months in my pregnancy, and I didn't feel I needed to go to the doctor because I was a pro at this time. Anyhow, so the man that came in to do the ultrasound kept focusing in on the brain of baby Grace, and I noticed through the ultrasound that baby Grace had little praying hands, and you could see her whole body. Anyway, she just looked so precious. But anyway, so I found out through the doctor that came in that she was going to die. And then I'm going to go to my emotions here, see if I can move baby. My emotions were, of course, very devastating. I could not help my baby. I couldn't fix her. My emotions were obviously very sad, hopeless. I can't remember if I got angry. I just don't remember that. I remember just crying. The world came to a complete stop, and just crying from the time I fell to the floor in that room, cried out to God, to all the way home in La Center. So my thoughts were, I'm never going to see my baby girl graduate. I'm never going to see my baby girl get married. And I have to say, oh, I better move to the emotions because I'm getting a little emotional. I have to say, last year at graduation time, she would have graduated, so I had to kind of go through that process, and it was quite sad. But anyway, worked through that, kind of, as you can see. So anyway, my thoughts were also that I didn't know how to pray for my baby. And so I cried out to God and prayed and asked Him to show me, and He did in the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus prayed that not thy will be done, but your will be done. And so that's how I prayed, and I prayed for healing. And I knew God could heal if He wanted to. Let's see. I also asked God to name her, and I was praying for that for a long time. And when I was in the bathtub, God spoke to my heart and told me Grace, and that's where Gracie came from. And it was pretty cool because I didn't know what that word grace meant until months after she died, which means a gift undeserved. I just thought that was pretty precious. Okay, moving along to wants. Okay, I really don't have wants for myself anymore with that, but wants for others and stakeholders, excuse me, my want is that my children around me and my friends and family that witnessed this experience would remember this experience, as tragic as it was for them, even though it was beautiful for me, would carry, would be inspirational to, well, just inspirational. Okay, the actions would be that someday I can speak to women that are going to go through this process, maybe women of faith, just to share how God brought me through this and that they also could have a beautiful experience. Anyway, with that said, that is my awareness wheel with Baby Grace. Thank you.